Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Tesla Life, episode 64 for August 22nd, 2018. I'm the only one here right now because we lost power here in Texas. And since I'm hosting the call, the show went down too. Sorry. So some of you will be getting a link. Check the Twitter feed and the Facebook page. Mark's going to post that. And then Mark and Tony and Patrick will be here shortly. So until then, I'm going to kind of tap dance. Hey, there's Patrick. But thank you so much for sticking with us here through some technical difficulties vastly beyond our control. Yeah, because we don't control the power in Texas, although Patrick's responsible for this outage. So
I did have some electricians at my house today, so maybe that's it.
That's it. Exactly. That's what I was. That was the implication. I think the show title is "Elon Turned Off My Power."
Did you hear them at the panel, Patrick? They say, "What does this breaker do?"
What's this one that's labeled Texas?
Patrick has the power to turn off the power to the entire state of Texas with one breaker.
You got to get a piece of masking tape and write Texas and stick it on your panel.
Stick it over that switch.
Give us a picture of that. Yeah.
Do you mind? Is that asking too much? I hope not. I don't know where you guys were. Did you do the staging?
We kept going.
Yeah,
we were going, and it was still live.
Just telling us how awesome sales are going to be this month for Tesla.
Are they? Did you make a prediction?
Yeah, we made a prediction.
The prediction was awesome.
Oh, okay, awesome. I love awesome.
Yes. Yep. And then I don't think they heard it, but I was just saying the last thing that I heard was Mark saying that it's going to be great for the stock price and I'm going to love it. And I said, I sure hope so, but don't take stock advice from a podcast.
Don't buy. Exactly. That actually should be the subtitle of the show. Do not buy stock based on advice from the podcast.
Well, yeah, because depending on who you listen to, you could justify anything.
Absolutely.
I'm the Tesla fanboy. There are some Tesla skeptics or rationalists. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Thank you. Let's see if that moniker holds true after What Drives Us. That's what they call foreshadowing.
Yeah, I think you might not be as rational anymore.
No. Nice. My host comes over and holds me a note. It said, "This just in from Texas. Model 3 crashes into tree, kills power in Dallas suburb."
I didn't even see the new email come through. Okay.
That was beautiful.
Is that what actually happened, or what happened?
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. As a host, I'm not very much good right now because I have no idea where the show was.
We were sitting in a story about the actual lots that have emptied out.
The staging sites. Okay.
Right.
And did this address Lathrop at all, or was this just in Fremont?
No, this was Fremont and Burbank, which were two of the large overflow lots that were spotted previously, and now both of them are empty.
Okay.
So cars are gone, delivered most likely, and that's where we were saying that there's probably going to be a large delivery month. And also another story that had shown up just today was that in Clean Technica, they had indicated that they believe that Tesla in August will have the 5th best-selling car U.S.-wide.
Wow.
As well as it will sell more Model 3s in the U.S. in August than BMW will with all their models combined.
Yeah, whatever.
So they are definitely aiming at large numbers for August in sales.
That's
good.
The
game is changing. Yep.
Yeah. And then we talked a little bit about Tesla being able to self-finance based on receiving those type of monies from the cars sold. So
you're talking about recapping or recapitalization?
So they don't have to.
Yeah, operational money, right? Like being able to pay everything and not having to refinance, not having to get new loans, It's becoming self-sufficient.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So that was the recap of
That's
the blackout story.
Yeah, I'm just so am I wrong to go on to the next one?
No, let's go on to the next one.
So there were two stories that were related. Apparently, Elon reached out to someone who I'm totally not familiar with, and I mean no disrespect whatsoever, but he has like 6.6 million subscribers on YouTube.
And,
so obviously,
you don't even know him.
Are you talking about MKBHD?
Yes, he is.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Are you familiar with him? Tell me about him.
He's the one that won the Love Day contest. So he made the fan ad for Tesla and won that contest earlier this year.
Yeah, but he's famous for something else though. Like he's already a YouTuber.
Yes, he's a YouTuber. He does technology reviews. He has Apollo, his Tesla Model S, and so yeah, he does great stuff. He does a lot of Android reviews and other stuff. It's a great channel.
Very cool. Very cool. So apparently Elon reached out to him and did an interview with him and did a factory tour with him. Not one, but two things.
Yeah.
So he must really like him.
And it was much better than the New York Times article.
Now better in what sense? No, I mean, do you think it was more accurate, or I'm just curious?
Oh, I just mean it was more entertaining. It was cool to see him and Elon interacting. It was great to see Elon's enthusiasm about what the future is going to hold for the company, what their next products are going to be. That was much more fun than hearing about Ambien and the stress in his life.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
and us knowing Elon not wanting to jump the shark during the interview, what did he say? What did he say about possibly a cheaper car coming out?
Yeah. Please don't.
So they do need to keep moving down market. Every time you drop the price of the car, you open it up to a wider and wider audience. So it's not surprising that is something that they have in their long-term plans. Now, he said 3 or 4 years, and the or 4
he
part,
said 3.
He said 3 or 4.
He said 3.
He's getting quoted as 3, and then he said if we work really hard, it's possible. So it was not like I guarantee this in 3 years.
No, he didn't say that.
But he also said a price.
Yes, he did.
Right, and they should be shooting for something that has a base price that's at least $10,000 below the vehicle that they currently have. That's just to
which is what, 55,000? Is that?
I said that's why I picked the word base price specifically.
Okay.
So Elon had stated in the interview that he believes that maybe 3 years, if they're able to work on it diligently, they could get to a base price car of $25,000.
I picture that car being delivered to your house a la IKEA, flat packed, with an Allen wrench and a bunch of instructions.
That is something I would like to see.
And an Allen wrench.
Yeah. One
wrench.
Allen wrench. Yeah.
And one extra screw.
Just so you can wonder if you forgot something sometime.
It either goes in the transmission or the brakes. I'm not sure which one. Probably not the transmission.
Everybody is saying that, all the other automakers are going to make electric cars, and that's going to crush Tesla. This is the reason that Tesla's going to stay ahead of the pack, is because they're pushing. And sure, they might not make it in 3 years, but they're going to try like hell. And so maybe it'll be 5 or 6 years, but they're going to be pushing really hard to make that happen.
Well, let me ask you that.
They're the only ones that will have their own battery factory with the massive volumes and economies of scale able to make that affordable, where everybody else is going to be competing to try to get batteries from LG Chem or Cattle or whoever else is making them and charging them an arm and a leg because they have 10 customers that want them.
Yeah. That's an absolutely correct statement, that they have their own battery supply locked up and will continue to be able to blow it out even further. And produce even more because Panasonic is firmly with them, even mentioning about wanting to move forward with the China factory once it gets started. So So certainly they've got that supply locked up nicely.
All right, so let me ask you guys this and see what you all think. What do you think is more important? Hitting $25,000 as the base price for a car, or having every Tesla fully loaded with autonomous capability? If he had to choose a standard non-autonomous car that comes in base price $25,000, or I can't do the $25,000, so base price 35 is as low as we can go, but you get full autonomous.
I'm not sure what the point of the hypothetical is here. Why are you posing this as a this or that?
Because this is a podcast, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, we can. If you always want to be philosophical about it, if you could snap your fingers and make full autonomy happen, that's $1 trillion market.
Okay,
that is
so let's
huge.
not even full autonomy. Let's just go with where we are: 7, 9, 15 cameras, sensors, onboard computers, dedicated chips, the whole kit and caboodle for what Tesla offers for autonomous summons, lane key, all of that stuff. If they can drop that technology and shave $15,000 off a car, do you think they would to reach a bigger market and sell more cars?
So if you look at the cameras that are on the Model 3 today, it's got 8 of them, I think, and that's not $15,000 worth of gear. They have forward-looking radar, and they have the sonar sensors. Sure, they could drop all that stuff and maybe take 2,000 or 3,000 out of the BOM, but I don't think that's what makes them get to a $25,000 car.
Markup. I'm looking at a $15 piece that, in the end goes to thousands. But I just wanted to throw the hypothetical and say, what do you think? Do you think that Tesla is so tied to the autonomous stuff, the cameras and all of that they won't give it up? Or do you think they would even consider? That's all I'm saying is.
Okay. Yeah. So I see it differently. I think having that hardware on there and then having that as a software upgrade that you can sell later is a huge revenue stream for them. They're going to be doing the software development anyway. We know that's part of their roadmap. Why not have the hardware there so you can then, especially if they make a $25,000 car, they're going to be selling tens of thousands of them a month. And if 10% of people turn that on at $8,000 a pop, that's a huge extra revenue for them. So
huge addition to profit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Russell, what are you dying to say, but you're not doing it?
I have nothing to say here.
This is just philosophical. So
this is the non-Russell show, isn't it?
This is the Russell was quiet and just nodded a lot show.
He already killed the show once.
I mean, don't piss him off. I'll give you one sentence, or maybe just two. I don't know. Maybe a long run-on sentence, since I'm not good with punctuation. I don't think I want to hear about a $25,000 car and a 3-year deadline from a company that has yet to produce a $35,000 car that was promised a couple of years ago. I'm not saying they can't do it.
They're going to get there. They will get there.
I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm saying do it. And then we'll talk about the next step. Because I know that they have to plan things out.
But as we know, Elon cannot just stop at one jump. He has
That's not my problem. That's not my point.
He has to have 4 jumps ahead.
I understand. I don't care. I don't. I get that that's Elon. But what I'm saying is, as a person who is an activist in the electric car community and the all-car community who believes in this sector, who fervently for more than a decade has been promoting these cars and driving them and reviewing them and talking about them on this show, I get tired of bullshit at a certain point. Whether it's Faraday Future or Henrik Fisker or whoever, and Elon is about hit that point with me. It doesn't mean I don't believe him and I don't want Tesla to succeed. I want Tesla to succeed. I desperately want them to succeed. I love their product and I love their mission, but I'm tired of the talk. Do it.
I understand the until part. Yeah, I totally get that.
That's all.
Yeah.
Is that too harsh?
Nope.
I'd say they have done a lot. And that's more what I'm interested in rather than what you say that it's bullshit. And I would have preferred if he said, yes, we have. We know that if we can make a $25,000 car, that will hit a huge market, and a lot of people would love that product. And I would like to get there, and I'm not sure when. That would have been such a better statement than, oh yeah, probably 3 years, because anybody that's followed him knows that he's not good at timelines and that he shouldn't even mention them.
But I'm tired of having to put that disclaimer onto everything he says.
Well,
he's an adult. He's a CEO. He's a Stanford-educated human.
And a CEO of a huge company.
It's time to kind of say, you know what? You need, when you're especially doing something in the media, you need to be careful because it's important. You could still be fun and have a good time and make some wild statements once in a while. But I want a little more reality.
So you want dial back. That's what you're saying.
I want a little more reality.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know. So you don't get to do something like that unless you have that reality distortion field that's overly optimistic. The only people that change the world are the ones that think the world needs to be changed and that they can change it.
You won't agree with this example, but I'll give it to you. Do you know what I'm going to say, Patrick? Because it's really obvious.
Go ahead.
Toyota Prius changed the world. Nobody believed in them. Lots of people detracted from it. They did it. They made it. They succeeded. There wasn't a lot of hype. Wasn't a lot of smoke and mirrors. Here's the car. Here's why it works. They changed it. They changed the world before Elon ever thought about making cars. They did it.
Yeah, in fact, you saw people that would normally be driving $100,000 cars pull up to events in Priuses because they thought that was the more important statement.
And it was the best statement they could make at the time. Not a great one, but a good one.
Right. Sure. Yeah, you want the full package of eco-friendly and stylish and sleek and all of that and fun. Yes. But if you have to pick one or the other, it's like house shopping. What's the phrase? You can either get one that has a great location, has a great size, or has a great price, but you can't get all three. The only ones that have all three also have circular driveways, so you can drive through and go, oh, way too much, and just keep going.
Right. Yeah, but to Russell's point, Toyota is a more conservative company. They came out with the Prius, in 97, in Japan in 2001. And then they came out with the next one and they said, hey, look, we got a new car and it does this. And they just worked on it and they kind of chiseled away at it. In 2010, they came out with another one. But, there were no reports of chief engineers sleeping on the floor. There weren't midnight tweets. It was just, they did their thing. They kept going. They kept chipping away.
Well, they were also worried about the competition. And which book was it? It's been a while since I read it. I think it was Fuel Wars. And they talk about this, how the U.S. had a mandate for hybrid cars. And Japan saw that the U.S. companies were signing up for this. Later, of course, they didn't do it and they overturned it and they got it defeated and we got a new president and everything changed. But Japan didn't know that's the way it was going to play out. Right. So they were worried they were going to miss out on the market. Yes. So there was a disruption that drove them. It wasn't just because, they felt like it. Yeah,
the Clinton Gore supercar initiative that died right after Bush Cheney were inaugurated. Yeah, exactly. But
they could have stopped it at any time. You know what I mean? They could have just, okay, we're done. We're going to put this on hold.
And they could do that with hydrogen cars today, and yet they don't. They have sunk cost fallacy in their DNA.
I think that's an easy jab to throw, and I don't disagree with you that the hydrogen car was a silly thing to do. But if you watch What Drives Us, I'll talk about what they've done. How they've springboarded from a consumer vehicle that makes no sense to a commercial vehicle that makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, we've said that on that show multiple times.
Yeah,
consumers the wrong place.
Again, I love.
You want him not to.
I love the mission.
Yeah,
just make it happen. Don't waste time with other stuff. Make solar roof, make Powerwall, make Model 3, make the 35K Model 3.
Make people to actually want to go to Dodger Stadium.
Not gonna happen.
Now you're asking the impossible.
All right. That's enough. We beat this one to death.
That is never going to happen. That is
our last story.
There we go.
Our second last story is
let's make it the ultimate story.
All right, this is the last story. In Burlington, Ontario, recently in my backyard, Model 3 meetup happened. So I thought I'd share a few photos as I was able to attend.
Yay!
And have a good time checking out the new arrivals and some modifications that people have done.
Ooh!
So this guy did a blackout along, and what's really cool was that they got little vinyl covers over the actual door handles to blend it into the body color. Ooh. So they matched it and kind of really looked sharp.
But the Tesla T logo should have. Come on, how can you forget that?
Well,
I know I'm a nitpicker, but it was a gorgeous car.
And then just a regular midnight silver, but one of those new plates that you can remove, so it's not attached to the bumper. It's just a couple of switches and it pulls off.
Is that an i3 trying to eat it?
It is. Yes. Yeah, it was getting up close. Had to shoo it away. And red was a popular color, so there was a number of reds. I think red is the most popular color.
Is one of those yours?
Nope, but mine was parked across from it.
Maple leaf red, right there.
There you go. Actually, there's mine right there.
Ah, there we go.
But we had about 30 cars show up, and the owners were around for about 2 hours as we talked all things Tesla and Model 3, which was pretty cool.
What did 30 Tesla owners talk about when they get together? What was the hot topic?
Well, it wasn't Nissan Leafs. I tell you that.
No, I mean, I am genuinely curious. Like, is it a complaint thing, or is it
is everything? It is everything on the board, Russell.
Okay.
It's discussing about problems or issues, solutions. What have you found with this? I've seen that. Have you seen it? So it was really a discussion about the cars themselves and how they were operating and what people had discovered or had questions about, and people with experience were answering, and people were pointing out solutions. So it was really informative.
Very cool.
That is a really cool blue.
Yeah, this was a complete wrap job, and the owner here, he actually did the wrap himself, which was really impressive.
Wow.
Said he took him 5 days to do it, and after he started, he was sorry he did, but he was able to start getting better and better as time went along. So he was very pleased with it after he finished.
The tinted windows are nice too.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say cheers to everybody in the chat room. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, right. There's the diehard fans. We've got people that came back.
All right. Thank you.
And another wrap job.
That's a wrap.
Pretty.
That's a wrap. Yeah, really
Even
nice.
the camera there. That's cool.
Yep.
Wow.
And this was another home wrap job. This guy did hit himself. It was an interesting color pick. It really looked a little bit nicer in life. The picture doesn't really do it justice. It looked a lot nicer when you saw it up close.
I like that gray. I mean, Audi has a gray shade like that.
Yeah. So it was. It definitely stuck out. It was something that was like a shade that you would never normally see.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we had a great time, and we certainly thank the people that came out and shared their cars.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Were you handing out Tesla Life business cards or?
You're killing me, Schaefer. You're killing me. Oh my God.
Yes, I was.
I thought so. I just assumed.
Mark is my friend. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm gonna say let's do shout outs and go home. Patrick.
Okay, I'm gonna if we're doing screen sharing here, I'm gonna do that too. Then
you go.
I am going to give a shout out to.
Hi.
Here we go.
Oh,
look at that!
The man in the blue sunglasses.
Very nice. Very nice.
They don't quite match the car. I'm going to have to get new sunglasses.
From what I understand, you can self-wrap the car.
Yeah.
I might self-wrap my sunglasses before I self-wrap the car.
Yeah.
I'm going to hire a pro to do that. No, not going to happen.
Wow.
I would mess it up, and then I would never forgive myself. If they mess it up, I can just yell at them and then be okay with it and complain about it on this show. But if I mess it up,
right.
There's no recourse from that.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is on my blog, carswithcords.net. I do talk about how they're outselling BMW and Audi and Mercedes and the model. So the Model 3 is by no means the first electric car, but it is the one that's captured the public's imagination. A lot, very similar. I know that this has been said before, but like the iPhone wasn't the first smartphone, but it was the first one that the masses adopted, and it changed the game. And I think that's what the Model 3 is.
Yeah, I have to say, looking at that picture there, Patrick, you look pretty smug for someone posing with his wife's car.
Yeah. She would not sign the photo release, so she does not appear in my blog. Just
I hate when they won't sign the release. That's awful. That's awful. Well, thank you, Patrick, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Patrick. That is awesome.
Thanks.
On the beautiful new car. Mr. Schaefer.
Shout out to Catherine and David and Bill, who have followed us over to the second edition. I don't know what the second half.
Part two.
Yeah. But that's it. Just shout out to everyone in the chat room, and thanks for spending time with us.
Do they have any show title suggestions?
I think they've been. So Catherine did a show title. Patrick Turns Off Texas.
I like that one. Patrick Turns Off Texas.
Yeah, I think good. Bruce just typed in a show title that is "I'm Here Too."
Everybody in the chat room, thank you. That's so cool of you guys.
Yeah.
And thank you, Catherine. Mr. Coughlin, take us home, please.
Yes, a special thanks to everyone who has bounced around on the internet to find us tonight. We have tried diligently to lose you all, but we have been unable to shake you. So good job out there.
We failed.
I wanted to note that if you have not gone to our YouTube page, please do press the subscribe button so that you can run with this mayhem for another week.
There you go. There's our show title. Catch us if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Press the subscribe title so you can not be notified when we broadcast from Texas.
When we broadcast from different sites, you will not be notified of your notification.
This is not going to happen again. Well, it'll happen next week, but it won't happen after.
It's not going to happen again. It will happen the very next time, actually. That's what Elon always says. This is not going to happen again.
It'll happen next week. I guarantee it. Yeah.
And please follow us as well on Twitter at The Tesla Life and on our Facebook group, The Tesla Life #1. And that's all we've got. So again, thank you everyone for joining us today.
Beautiful. Thank you, all of you, for putting up with my stoic silence today. I appreciate that very much. Thanks to everybody in the chat room again for what is easily the freakiest show that maybe I've ever done in 9 years, and same for all of that. Like wrong channel, different name, inner power off. I mean, come on, that's beautiful. Tune in next week and find out what is going on in the.
Just push the button.
Just push the off-air button. Just push it.
I almost said the Texas Life.
There you go.
In the Tesla Life. Wait, and I have music too.
Take us home, Lee.
See ya. Thank you, Lee Moon, for the theme music. As always, we'll see you next week. Same time, same channel.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, maybe about it. We'll be here.